So this video, welcome back. This video is about the origins of exchange in nature, and we just have one topic we're going to cover, and it's how these three ideas go together. And we're going to start first with very high-level evolution, big picture evolution, and species have evolved in such ways that recognizing that cooperation was hugely advantageous for a species' survival. We're going to go through two examples of this, and we'll start with the first one, exchange of species. So the first example is the finch species on the Galapagos Islands. So these birds evolved their beaks as their main survival tool, and their different beaks ensured that no matter what type of critter it was, there would be some finch somewhere that had the right beak to eat it. So this allowed each individual type of beak to focus on a certain type of insect or critter or bug, and then these different beaks essentially minimize the competition they would have between each other, which is the same as maximizing their cooperation and maximizing their overall survival for the species. And then when you have ants, and ants are sometimes referred to as the superorganism, ants have evolved into where they have specialized functions. And specialization also goes hand in hand with the need for every ant to cooperate and exchange. And again, this is maximized cooperation. And then the other example is when you have two species who have evolved over time to cooperate together. And we'll talk about the flowers and the bees. So when it comes to the flowers on top, every aspect of a flower is focused to best support a bee and allowing that bee to get access to the nectar and to the pollen. And in return, the bees will pollinate and keep that plant species alive. And then likewise for the bees, how bees are designed is pollen sticks to a bee's feet. Bees have these special buckets on their feet. It helps them to spread the pollen for the flower. And bees are maximizing this flower, this plant survival. And then also for bees, every aspect of the nectar and the pollen are used to create items that are going to help bees reproduce and survive. And also honey and jelly have an interesting store of value function, because it helps it'll help a beehive last through the winter and keep those bees alive. And nature is full of these examples of symbiotic exchange relationships where you have species mutually cooperating and then in turn increasing their individual survival because of that. And nature also goes a step further beyond exchange, and they have the ability, nature has the ability to store a potential exchange until it's needed. And this is a concept called store of value. And this is a concept that is the same concept that we'll find in money. It's a central and important feature of money, and we're going to cover this concept more in future videos. And some examples, first with worker ants, the colony has a solution for storing food. They have one type of ant that is very good at storing food, and then when it needs to, it has this like oral secretion process to share this food with others, and this allows all of the ants collectively to get through the winter. And then second to last point, to humans, our human ancestors 50 million years ago, and this is roughly what we looked like, this is when we started cohabitation as humans. We went down the path of cooperation, and then we started living in these small family tribes. So then in conclusion, I want to leave you with the quote I liked from the book Coined. Organisms, to include humans, we need to survive, and exchange and cooperation are critical to that end, and then to our daily survival as well as the successful evolution of our species.